Nobody talks about this because nobody wants to go on TV and say, hey, millionaires are basically middle-class people that are worried about money.
What if I told you that people on the internet aren't always entirely truthful?
Everybody lies on the internet.
That is brand new information!
Investing in property isn't how the super wealthy amass their fortunes. It's often simply no more than where they invest their income earned elsewhere.
Anyway, they got the money. They got a lot of money.
Where this lie about real estate investing is most misleading is with the so-called online personalities and gurus.
Anyone in the world can write anything they want about any subject. So you know you are getting the best possible information.
It's not so simple as to say that they're either good or bad. Some are just more genuine and transparent than others.
I apologize for being so transparent.
For example, on the more reasonable side, you've got Graham Stephan, particularly the pre-2020 clickbait artist Graham Stephan, who gave fair and honest guidance as to how he made money through real estate and how this was dwarfed by the amount of money he actually made from his main income stream, YouTube.
I missed that.
He was different.
And then there are the less genuine, program hawking, speech-giving pundits who do two critical things differently. They're not transparent the way Graham has been, and you have to pay for their guidance. The first difference is the big lie.
Why don't you explain this to me like I am an 8-year-old?
They're selling you on something that will not create the same level of wealth they flaunt.
Break it down in terms of, I'm, okay. I think I'm getting you.
Of course, that doesn't inherently make it bad advice, but it is misleading and disingenuous, and viewers deserve to know that.
I think that people deserve to know.
Let me be clear. I'm not saying real estate investment is a poor investment. I do it myself, and I have a fair amount of my net worth tied up across multiple properties as well as real estate investment trusts.
That's a little hypocritical. What'd you say?
But it is important to note how people like Grant Cardone make money out of talking about real estate more so than they do from actual investments. Especially so when you discount the amount of value of their portfolios, which was actually generated from the former.
So it's a Ponzi scheme within a Ponzi scheme.
But if you're thinking, so what? It's still good advice. Well, I would certainly agree with you in part. But from what I have seen of these gurus, their advice is nothing unique or original, and you can get much of it for free. And honestly, a fair amount of what they're saying is technically flawed.
It is really stupid. And when you're already rich, to make your money by encouraging people to get rich by trading. Then there are people on the TV, another wonderful place. And they say, I have this book that will teach you how to make 300% a year. And all you have to do is pay for shipping, and I will mail it to you. How likely is it that a person who had suddenly found a way to make 300% a year would be trying to sell books on the internet to you?
So why on earth should people have to pay for it?
It's a good question. It's a good question.
And these people, in the world of real big real estate investment, they're nothing. The big players in real estate do not sit around talking about it. It's more profitable for them to actually be doing the investing. They're not doing these sort of speaking engagements.
It's not worth your time.
And when you look at the real and significant wealth in real estate, you'll notice a couple of cold hard facts in the reality of big real estate. Cold hard facts that are beyond the Grant Cardones of the world. First, there are uncomfortable truths about the tax structures adopted with little or no tax being paid.
Taxes? I don't pay no damn taxes.
While there are of course tax advantages for real estate investing of any level, you're simply not going to have the benefit of those tax structures as an individual. Or at least I should say, you're probably not going to find yourself benefiting from complex trust structures in offshore tax jurisdictions.
Hey, Cayman Islands Offshore Holding Corporation.
Secondly, another cold hard fact is that a lot of wealth in real estate is inherited, which, statistically speaking, won't apply to you.
There's no inheritance, no fortune, no art collection, nothing.
Which means the wealth they have was received tax-free for no work done by the particular individual.
And yes, a large inheritance from my father. It's not fair. It's not fair.
I don't want to unfairly take anything away from the success of these people, but painfully few didn't have at least one of these two benefits in their favor, and a majority of people in the world simply won't get them. Real estate investment isn't really a meritocracy.
It's actually really depressing.
Say it's a meritocracy.
That's not how life works.
Now, none of this is to say that you shouldn't invest in real estate. I do, and you should.
I'm sending you mixed messages.
But it is not a fair game, and you should know that from the beginning. and not blindly follow some online gurus who are selling you something. The rules might not be in your favor, but you should at least know the rules.
Those are very wise words.